So let's call and let me introduce first Rashmi Ruhela. So Rashmi, Resilient Rashmi. Let's introduce Resilient Rashmi. She is working with Manav Rachna International School, Noida, as a science teacher, and she carries overall 16 years of experience. Yes, Rashmi.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Rashmi
All
is
set?
ready.
Am I
Yes.
audible? Am I audible
Yes,
to everyone?
yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Start.
introducing me. Thank you so much. And I was seriously waiting for my turn from morning itself. Okay, thank you so much. So without wasting a single second, I'll just start with the presentation. So as we can see that everything appeared to be in order and we were busy with the routine teaching work and the kids were so happy with everything. They were enjoying this whole classroom. Then suddenly what happened? A coronavirus outbreak erupted unexpectedly in China and it quickly spread all over the world. As a result of spread of this deadly virus, there was a magnificent drop in the productivity and halt in many parts of the life. It so sparked panic all throughout the world. On March 24th, just a few months into the year, country was placed on a nationwide lockdown. Life as we knew it came to a screeching end. In India's education sector, this was the dawn of a new digital era. As a result of this new mode of education, teachers were confronted with a new set of challenges, one that they had never faced before. And similarly, the same thing goes with me too. There were so many things which has happened to all the teachers. There was a shift from traditional classroom teaching to online teaching, lack of technical competency to deal with the online mode of education, lack of internet facility and constant power cuts, lack of appropriate material and resources, experiments that if you are taking science, then this is a big concern, how to conduct the practicals. Assessment for learning, how to take assessment, because the students are online, they are not even listening to you, they are not even responding to you, not turning on the camera. That was a big challenge for all the teachers, that how to assess their learning, whether they have learned it or not. And the last but not the least, there are so many challenges, but I just listed few of them. And the last which I took it, pandemic stress management. In this situation when the family pressure was so much, then the students are also stressed in that situation. That was the biggest challenge, how to handle those students, how to control their anxiety and all that. This was a big challenge. So first of all, the big challenge was that how we have to equip ourselves. So for equipping ourselves, for making me competent to take the online session, I did so many courses from the Diksha portal, from CBSE portal. There is a click here to view the certificate in case if anybody wants to see all the certificates. I have already shared here the link also. You can go through it. Then there are so many other platforms where I have actually did so many courses so that I have to equip myself first before going to the online mode, before going to the students directly. First of all, I should be equipped with all the things. Then once I made my thing, myself equipped with everything, all the techniques, all the technology, and could command over the computer, technical skills, then I actually started implementation of all the techniques in my classes. I did science activities in the online classes. Here there is a video attached. If the time will permit, I will definitely love to show this video. But here there are some glimpses of few of activities which I actually did it in the class. They have made pinhole camera in the classes. They have done yarn making activities because being a science teacher, the main motive is how to engage the student in the online mode. So they did a lot of activities like weaving activities. And here the students have demonstrated their learning by conducting the experiments online also. Only. So here, most of the time we are thinking that how the student will demonstrate their learning. Now you can see here that in the online mode also the student demonstrated their learning, how to make a circuit, how to check the temperature, because in the corona time it was a very much concern that everyone should know how to check their temperature. Then we have also decided to do some creative activity like Earth Day. And in the Earth Day activity, I asked my student to just create an eco brick, which is very good and it will also save the environment. Then they have made so many posters for saving the environment. Even my student, they learn how to create an online poster. They click their own pictures and they paste it in a poster. That was the too good activity. Some student, they did osmosis activity. Even we have done so many, I have used so many online tools also. Here there is a complete PPT which I have attached here in the link. So if anybody is interested in, you can just see it, how many tools I have actually used. And I hardly left few of them. Okay, so there is a PhET simulation technique which I started using in my class, because being a science teacher, I cannot restrict myself in using all those activities. Use of Padlet, that was the biggest tool which I used to use in every classroom just after the class, because I used to get
Very sorry, ma'am, your time is up.
actually 3 minutes are done. I am also using the timer.
Your time starts when you start displaying your screen. It was being told.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rashmi. Your introduction took us to the cause for the online situation, and with your wonderful voice modulation, we all enjoyed it. Now, let's spin. Yes, ma'am. Request you to share the screen, stop sharing the screen, so that I can spin the wheel to know the juries to question you.
Just a second, just a second. I'm not okay, now it's not. Thank you so much.
Just a minute. We'll just. Yes. Let me spin the first. So we have Masarat ma'am as our first judge. Prasanna ma'am. Third would be Parimala ma'am. So I request Masarat ma'am to question Ms. Rashmi.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Hi, Rashmi. Wonderful presentation, very concise, very precise, to the point. And as usual, every participant wants to tell us a lot of things. But you have evolved as a teacher. Your role, you've evolved quite a bit in this pandemic. You've done the course. You've done a whole lot of things. Tell me that if you had the power to change something in the online classes, what would that be? I'm not asking you the regular mills of the question, because I know what would be the answers for it. So what is that power that you would want to use to change one thing in the online platform, and especially in the field of education?
Yeah. Actually, being a science teacher, if I tell you the truth, I really love this online session. And because most of the time what was happening in the physical school, that we were not able to utilize the resources. But now if I am handling with 25 students, so I am getting the 25 students whom all the resources I am actually utilizing. In my classes, ma'am, even I am making the student to run, to fight, to go and see this and that. So this way I'm actually engaging the student, and I'm actually utilizing most of the resources. So if you will ask that what changes I can see, I have to do in. So definitely one change, that I really want to use all the resources which is available at the parents' home also. Because most of the time the students are struggling to get their turn in the science lab, to see all those things by touching and all that. But here I made the science lab available at their homes only, in the kitchen only. Most of my students, they started taking class in the kitchen only. They used to take the laptop in the kitchen. Okay, ma'am is definitely going to say, come, bring this, bring that, that thing. So I actually have utilized all those resources which was available at home, and my student actually enjoyed it. So definitely the resource one is the one which I really want to add up in this.
Fine. And how does the parent react to the online classes, because you're taking the higher ones? What do you feel about that?
Ma'am, the parents were very, very, very appreciative about all those efforts, because once the parents see that the students are moving all around when the online classes are going on, because most of the time when we are thinking about this online mode, so means sitting at one place and doing nothing. So here in my science class, students are not at all sitting at one place. They have to hold their laptop and they have to run. Ki ma'am is definitely going to ask, ki go and bring that, go and show me that, go and do this, or go and plant it and show me all the leaves part, all the leaf finish, and now draw it and show it. So there are so many activities I usually used to do in the online classes to make my learners engaged all the time and make their learning effective and constructive.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Masarat ma'am, please unmute.
Ma'am,
You answered our questions and we have understood in between the lines a whole lot of things.
Yeah,
Moving on to my
exactly.
other
Her
view.
energy is just, you know.
Yes. You
I
can go
have
on
been,
and
I
on,
have been
but I
given,
think-
I have been given a special tag in my school, proactive.
Oh, great.
Always
So
in the
I think
active
the other
mode.
juries, I just pass it over the baton to them.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Masarat ma'am. I request Parimala ma'am to question Ms. Rashmi.
Yes, ma'am.
Rashmi, it was a wonderful presentation, and your energy levels were too good that I think even we got energized with your.
That was my motive actually, to make every person here to just feel that same energy which I am feeling here.
I hope that your students must be really enjoying your
Seriously.
science
That-
classes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So yes, now we know the challenges of handling the lab in online classes. So of course you have given a lot of apps and how you've been handling with the different apps and all that. There are few things which we feel it should be virtually done in the lab itself.
Yes.
Okay, there are few experiments which you feel it has to be experienced in the lab, and the same way, how would you take it in an online class?
So if I would tell me the chapter name, that is the light chapter, because once the student will not touch the lenses, they will not actually get the feeling how the images are formed, how the lenses are actually making the image when the object is placed at different distance, like if it is placed at center of focus, something like that. So that way I face little bit challenge that how to deal with this. But here I have got one solution for it. There is O labs, J labs, there are PET simulations. There are many other techniques also which I have actually incorporated, and with those techniques I have incorporated some of the videos which was available online, and that videos I used to pause in between. Then I used to ask the student, okay, now tell me where the object is. Then they used to say, okay, ma'am, my object is placed at this particular area. So okay, draw it. And here, because my presentation was not over, so I just wanted to show my students have actually drawn the ray diagram by using the threads and calabas and placing an object like by using the matchstick and so many other things. So here I have actually utilized this online mode. That is what I am always in the favor of online mode, because here I am actually utilizing the resource material which is there at the parents' side, and even I'm using the resources which is provided online. And like AI, I'm using this AI technique most of the time, like Loopy, like auto draw. My students are nowadays making the diagram by using auto draw only. They are just exploring those talents. They are creating semantic models, their projects, and those so many things they are using. They were doing it by using the AI mode.
Okay, that's great. And one thing, if you just have to motivate the students, how important is science?
Science is all about to explore. How much you explore, that much you are going to learn. It is not about learning the concept. It is about to go and explore. Suppose if I'm teaching a chapter of, especially for the plants, I don't ask my student to see my presentation. I ask my student to go get your one pot from your garden area and then come up with, sit with the plant and see all the parts. So here I ask the student to just explore whatever you want to. So learning is here in the science, discovery and exploration is the must, and the creativity always keeps at the top.
That's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Rashmi ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Parimala ma'am. And I request Prasanna ma'am to question Ms. Rashmi.
Yeah, good morning, Rashmi. It was a nice and lovely presentation.
Thank you so much.
And glad to know that you have attended so many 25 CBSE courses.
Even more
and
than
then
that, ma'am. Actually, I didn't
15
get time.
Microsoft
So
apps
many.
and all that.
Yes.
So, you mentioned earlier in your statement that you take the class live and students also keep moving
Yes.
and all that.
Yes.
That's the practice we also do with the pre-primary and primary. It's like icebreakers for everybody,
Yes.
that
Yes.
just we ask them to go grab the yellow color thing, or just get a flower, and then they have to get back to the screen, because just to avoid the screen time, little bit of exercise for their eyes and all that. We use that. So after attending these many courses, what any new initiative technique where you will be having your own unique teaching strategies or methods or whatever it is? Can you share with us anyone?
Okay, any in the form of presentation or just verbal?
Yes. In classroom teaching.
Okay, so basically I used to utilize the creative part of my students. Sometimes I used to give them a situation, and on the basis of that situation they have to think out of the box, because here most of the time we are asking the student to just revise the concept, recapitulate the topic, but here my intention is not to recapitulate the topic. You have to see the particular object. I used to start my classes with some or other activity. Means I am always giving one question in the beginning of the session, and on the basis of that question they are inquiring, oh ma'am, how is it happening, what we have to do, and this and that. Then they are actually coming up with this solution and with the whole part that what exactly they have to do. And by using the online technique, I initiated one special technique that before starting of any of the class, I used to take their prerequisite knowledge. I used to test the prerequisite, like what prerequisite knowledge they should be having. So I have created so many forms before starting of the chapter, so that I should know what previous knowledge they were having. And then after teaching the topic, I used to create one more form that, yes, now look at yourself, now check your understanding, how much you have learned now. So this special technique I started using in my teaching by using these online tools. Even these AI tool, as I discussed, that AI tool, there are many more tools are there which I am using in my classes. So that tool also, suppose if the class is getting monotonous, or if the student are a little bit hazy or not paying attention, that time I used to introduce one game in between. Okay, let's play this game and let's see who will win. And the person who is going to win, that person is going to take initiative to start my class. And when they hear this, oh, ma'am is giving me chance to start the class. Oh, that's the biggest achievement for me. So here I am actually motivating my student to take the charge of the teacher. And here this word of encouragement plays a major role in the students' learning.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have questions to answer in the chat box.
Yes, I'll sure. Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you, juries and Rashmi, for the fantastic round of